In the beginning of this tale, it is necessary to describe the condition of the Athenians of that age and the enemies with whom they fought, the military power of each and their forms of government. Let us start with Athens and then proceed to the other kingdoms. In the days of old, the gods had the whole earth distributed among themselves, and Poseidon received for his lot the island of Atlantis.
Quite differently from his own time, Plato describes an egalitarian society where both men and women could join the army. This is where you get the depiction of Athena from, with a full panoply consisting of a helmet, body armor, spear, and shield. In the 4th century BCE, Athens was a democracy ruled by the people. But in Plato's Atlantis, power belongs to a divine ruling class. One is debate and votes, the other is bloodline and kings. As Plato rightly points out, any standing army requires a system where not every person is tied up with farming. This so-called economic surplus is the basis for the specialization that creates a distinct military class. Now, Atlantis was divided up into 60 districts. Each one of these districts was obliged to produce one commander, and together they would assemble 10,000 chariots in times of war.
Every district was also to provide, and I quote, 2 horses and riders for them. Another pair of horses accompanied by a fighter with a small shield and a charioteer to guide the horses. Also 2 heavy armed soldiers, 2 archers, 2 slingers, and light armed slingers and javelin men, 3 of each. He also had to contribute 4 sailors to the crews, manning 12,000 ships. When it comes to primary sources, this is all we really have to go by. However, if we place Atlantis in Western Africa of the early Holocene, we have a bunch of rock art depicting warriors carrying spears and bows, among other things. There's an ongoing debate about body armor in the Stone Age because so little evidence survives. Some of the oldest surviving pieces are from Greece, like this legendary boar's tusk helmet. It might have served as inspiration to Plato as it did to Homer. Here is a depiction of an Egyptian soldier and a Sumerian soldier, 2 of the oldest known standing armies.
This is my interpretation of a simple Atlantean warrior. I'm wearing the loincloth from the last video and a speculative body armor made of multiple layers of linen and raw cotton, which were quilted to produce a material that is relatively resistant, especially against arrows. Here is another version with a linen loincloth instead of the leather one. And the clay necklace, of course. I also made a complementary piece for the lower torso and attached so-called taruges, which were twine woven and attached to the quilted material. Going back to the Critias, Plato describes that for certain ceremonies, the Atlanteans would put on blue robes. And here I'm wearing a chlamys, which is simply a rectangular piece of fabric.
In both ancient Athens and Atlantis, the warriors were settled near the central city mount, also called the Acropolis. Plato's ideal society is built on division of labor. Each group does what it's naturally suited for. Farmers and craftsmen handle production and material needs. Warriors defend the city and keep order. This is just a small excursion on the general military organization. Thanks for watching and join me next time as we explore more of Atlantis.